This is a 2015 Chevy Silverado 3500 with LML Duramax. We're gonna change the reductant tank sending unit. So we gotta take this tank out and swap the sending unit out real quick. So let's get it done. So there's 313s to hold this plate on. So I'm gonna take them off. There's one, two, and there's the third one right there. So now you gotta be a little careful. Yeah, can you pop it on for me? Can you put it on for me? And then you push up on it. Because they have little locking tabs. Just pop it out. There's that. Okay. Then up here, you can see we're gonna have to get that clamp off. So it's not too difficult. Usually I try to get it to lock. So let me see if I can get you guys a good spot. Yeah. So magical hose clamp pliers to the rescue. It's a little dark up there, but again, night vision for the win. Use it against my leg. Okay, we're locked in a good position. So I'll set those over that way. And you just, I usually take my pick. Just want to be careful not to poke through that hose. Okay. There we go. I always leave the hose clamp tool on there, just because. So next, there's a couple different ways you can do it. This is the way that I found it to be the easiest. We're gonna come over here, and you see that injector? That's the injector right there. So you have the hose, and then you have the electrical connector. I take the hose off right here. I find it to be a lot easier, and then I don't get rained on and dirt. So let me get you set up on torsion bar real quick. Okay. Kind of see my meat claws. Double hander. Okey-dokey. You got to be so careful with these because you really don't want to break this injector. I don't know how much they are, but I'm sure they're expensive. So let's go grab a new tool. This one I have a pair of these. These are for these type of hoses. So let's see how they make. These are very expensive too. I bought them from the tool truck. So could have got them on Amazon, I'm sure, a lot cheaper, but you know, you gotta support your local tool truck sometimes. Because I do spend a lot of money on tools from Amazon. So I'm gonna camera over. And try to get it in the connector to get all the dirt out of the connector. Okay. What a pain in the butt. And you just don't want to break them. You can hear all the dirt in there crunching around. You want to make sure you press on each side evenly. So if you don't, it could break the injector. And if we're having a hard time with this, then we'll just drop the tank down and disconnect it from the top of the tank. But generally, these aren't difficult. Just all the dirt that's in it. See if we can. Really difficult. Okay. Well, hopefully that helps. Got a little spray inside there. Just want to walk it. Oh, I got it. Look at that. Nice. Cool. So, I know you guys can't really see much, but that's what it looks like when it's disconnected. So now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and take the bolts out. And I think this one has Torx, so it's not very fun to do. So we'll go ahead and pull the 2 Torx out, and then we'll drop the tank. And there's only 2 things to disconnect after that. There's a main electrical connector, and there also is a breather that we have to disconnect. So let's go ahead and get it going. So these, I believe, are T40s. Not 100% sure. There's one on each side. I'm not too sure what you guys can see, so I'm just trying to get in better focus. There's one up here, and I'll let you know the T40s right now. Yep, they are. Okay. These are kind of a pain in the butt on these trucks. I could have made them a little bit more easier, but on all the trucks they're kind of a nightmare. This tank feels full, so that'll be interesting. This is what they look like. See the Torx. Like I said, there's one on each side, one front, one rear. You can go ahead and just drop it. It's not, the tank's not going to fall out right now. It still has those straps. They're going to hold them in. So back here, it's like a gas tank. If you've ever done a gas tank, so let me see if I can get a shot of it. So inside the back, right here, crap in my eyes. What you do is you push the strap up, and then you push it away from the tank. Oops, sorry. Sorry, guys. Hey. Okay. It's like that. They're kind of a pain to get back in. There's one. Okay, and then, so we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. With my leg. You guys are getting a little dirt. You guys are getting dirty today. I figured this would have been a nice little video. Now, these are a really common failure point on these Duramaxes, unfortunately. They're quite easy to do, so they're not that bad. Okay, I broke the lid off the brake fluid. So, now, so much dirt in this truck. Okay, now we're going to drop it down slowly. Don't want to rip it down. Okay, now there's, I don't know if you can see up there. There's an electrical connector. Right there. You got to pinch both sides. Yeah, see this right here? There's one on each side. Got to pinch them and lift. There you go, pinch. Okay. Let's be gentle. You see how it's restricted? You don't want to pop it. So there's one. Now you're going to take that off. And right here, there's a breather hose right here. Flick it, go like that. And the tank's all out. So the first thing we got to clean it. clips. There's no clips. Okay, now we really need to clean it. Okay. So now we gotta unhook everything. So, gotta unhook this one line. Same thing like the one underneath, I'm gonna pinch it. Okay. Set that aside. This one, gotta go like that. What's that? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, let me go do that real quick. We have they're on the cart. They are Messies. Yeah, they're pretty nasty. Is that IMC or World Pack? Does it look like it's already been returned? Man, I took the wrong side off. What are you paying? Huh?
Sorry to interrupt.
No, no, you're good. Nope, that's it. Yep. I just like
This okay?
Okay. Put this back. So you always pay attention. So if you want to grab that Taurus, just pull the Taurus in. Don't we don't need to rack it, and then I want you to go drive that Jetta. Drive the Jetta.
Oh.
Go drive the Jetta, and then we'll put the express fan right there. So that disconnect that. This one, try to push the back down so it doesn't hurt it. Okay, cool. Yeah, the Jetta's already running. Just grab the. Just you put the Taurus inside. Okay. So we've got everything disconnected. These are our two wires that we gotta keep. Okay, now we gotta blow it off again. This thing's gotta be clean. If you don't clean it, it will, I've seen them plug up the pumps. So you gotta make sure. And these are 4mm Allens, and they come in new bolts. So you should always use new ones. I've had some C's in there if you try to reuse the old ones. Comes with new ones, just use them. I'll show you a little trick. And there's the pump. Try to keep it flat. I'm gonna set it up on my toolbox so it doesn't get dirty. Okay, then you wanna also notate the direction that this thing is in. So there's actually arrows on here. There's an arrow right, it's really hard to see. See if I can grab you. So you can see there's an arrow right there, You wanna be in between these lines. Is something blocking it?
Yeah,
the Suburban. Okay, grab the keys are right there. Just pull it up. Put it in front of the red truck for now, because I gotta check. I'm gonna try to check that one for an oil leak tonight. So trusty hammer, and you know how that goes. We're gonna be pissed off about this, but you know what? Can't hate it. I know it's on a plastic lock ring, but it works the best for me. So, and I think the Chevys, you gotta save these too. Sometimes they don't come with them. And again, cleanliness is next to godliness on this. So then, let me see if I can get. Oh, you guys are just fixing me. So this is what we're doing. See if I can move without creating that. I just stick it in the top side above the seal. This is the seal. This is the tank. Take it there, pop it out. Then you want to pay attention to how this is oriented. So I take it like this. This is the big seal. Pull it out like that. Is this? We're replacing this too. What happened? Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong. just like that. So here's the new sending unit, brand new from the dealer. This is where you should be getting yours. So at least it lasts a few years instead of 2 months. So this goes like this. You just pop it in. Let me get you guys to show you this. So you just set it in like that, and then you turn it, and it's in, done. And then now, see if I can get my big hand in here. This one comes with a new lock ring and a new seal. Put the seal on, goes like so. And then when you put the seal in, you got to make sure it sits on the right side of this. And I'll show you that right now. That's looking nice. So, get my nasty, dirty, grimy hands. So here's the seal. See how it sits like that? I don't even know if you can see in there. I'm gonna have to buy a light for this. But you want it on the outside of it, around the whole entire thing. Then again, arrows. You want an arrow on here? You want to point towards here. Brand new ring. Oops. Okay, perfect. So you just want to line everything up. Then this one did come with a new vent. So you have to assemble the vent. I know. Check that. Perfect. Now here's where things get interesting. So it comes with this right here in its bag. This you don't need, it's already in there. Okay, so that one goes there. Little WD in each of the holes. And then you just put some on the O-rings. Okay. And then it goes like so. And now we get the new bolts. That's how it works. So here's the new bolts. There's one. Okay. So everything's plugged in. You want to double check, make sure it's all tight, make sure everything is plugged in, and then now we're going to secure it to the reservoir. There's all that. I gotta remember which way it goes. Like this. Leave it. Go. There's that. Now we need to zip tie it to the thing, so we use the zip ties. There's one. Okay, and then on the back, I'm going to put one right. Not really that good of a spot, but very tight back here. Okay, now when started, we're going to snug it. Okay. So, looks good. Let's clean up our mess and then we'll go get it done. Okay, so we're back down here now. We're going to just get everything ready to go. I'm just going to spray a little WD in some of this stuff to make it easier, because this thing was a pain in the butt. So we're going to lift the tank up, plug the electrical in, and we're going to hook to the vent. Let's start with that. Seal. There's that. That. And yeah, plug the electrical connector in. Okay, and then we're pretty much ready to go up. Now. Difficult part to do. We gotta lock this in first on that side, and then move it up. I popped in for a few tries. This side, same thing. Push it up. Sometimes you gotta assist them and pry them over. Kind of, dirt in my eyes today. Almost there. Okay, now we're good. We're gonna have to try. Okay, that's it, man. Okay, now we're gonna need the torques. This is a difficult part. So, how I usually do it, I set the torques, the bolt on there, and then I usually try to use some. God, so much dirt in this thing. I'm getting tortured. Got dirt in my ear. Okay, I'm gonna leave that like that. Okay, let's try this again. I usually take my pry or my pick, essentially it's a pry bar, and push, line these up because they're kind of a pain in the butt. Get in there. So let me see if I can show you that. Sometimes I use my needle nose. Just depends. You want to stay out of the way of the bolt hole though, because obviously you're gonna have to put the bolt in too. I don't understand. They used to use bolts on the earlier trucks, and then they switched over to these torques. It really doesn't make much sense to me. Kinda. It makes it more difficult. I think it's to prevent people from messing with them. Okay. Okay, now let's try the back one, or the front one, sorry. You guys probably can't see nothing. I'm kind of working in the blind too. But that was actually quite easy. Okay, so we have to plug the injector back in. Let's do that so I do not forget. And see, I pushed it in the spot where it needs to be so it doesn't screw us. And the clip is screwed up too now, so that's nice. So it needs to be fixed. Let me grab something to adjust it. You see how it's pushed in, so that needs to be pushed out. Same with this side. It's probably got stuck. Ooh. Okay, let's try it again. Pop it out again. Let's try it one more time. Oh, didn't bite. Oh, that sucks. Let me grab a screwdriver. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just plastic crap. I'm gonna pry on this a little bit. Try to get some pressure back out on it. The same thing over here. Try to pry on it. Try to get it to return to its normal. I've actually never had this happen. I've probably done 50 of these. Boom, fixed it. You see I'm tugging on it pretty good. So all I needed was a little loving. Okay. Now I've already got the hose hooked up front. So we need to get my 13. Let me get you guys in a good shot again. Now we're gonna put the shield back in place. So the shield's really easy. It's one of the easiest parts. You just stick it up, and you gotta pop. You see right there, see that lip right there, that clip? Just push it, you'll see it pop through. Perfect. That's all you need. And then now we have 3/13 put in. We're done. Okay. We're done. Now we'll go inside and do the rest of the scanner. Okay, so now we're in the Chevy. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna clear the codes. Now there is a little bit of a trick to these. If this truck didn't get to that point, but if it says like service exhaust fluid system, then what you'd want to do in the scan tool, and they don't really tell you any of this, you go into the glow plug control module, you go functional tests, you do output controls, you do the reductant tank heater, and you run it for about 2 minutes. So you let it run, and you just monitor the amperage too. So generally, I'm going to have it now. 0.1, that's amperage. No, I have a tool over there. I actually have a tool today, so I'll put it so like I said, generally, I actually track these. From what I can see, generally the threshold's up. 6 amps on the average is 5 amps. So I'm satisfied with that. We do it every 2 minutes on this one, and you do it every one. And last one you do the last here. Generally, the 30 seconds, like all the rings off. You're basically going to truck that the system is normal. You can't see the amperage. So we're really going for 2 minutes. I think it's actually a minute or 2 seconds, but let's see. You don't do 5 minutes this time. I just do 2 minutes just to remember that to you. These remember what we do. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's we're going to exit out of that. We're going to go ahead and do the second one for the same thing. So reductant 2. So I have it down to my 2 that I just want to figure out. So I'll check that well. Check that check that okay, let's grab that yeah, track the portion. Bring it over. That's what I do for 2 minutes. It really, I've never had any luck with it. I've had really, really good success with doing this. And this is just showing the truck, hey, the system is functional and there's nothing to worry about. So we're going to go do this one. Okay, it's been a minute, so we're done with that. We're gonna go and shut it off, start it back up. And then we're gonna make sure, we're gonna go back to the engine, because we are in the glow plug control module, make sure there's no codes in it. Codes menu, display codes, ATC display, nothing. Okay, so now let's go drive it and see what happens. Let's see if I can get out of here first. Okay. This is a pretty nice truck, 2015. It's unfortunate one of the brake lines, when they lifted it, they had to pull the brake line, and they didn't bend it around the transmission cooler line, and it ate the transmission cooler line, ate into the brake line. It's not, the tranny cooler line's not leaking, but the brake line burst. It just sucks. Yeah, that's scary. A real good customer of ours, and he drove it in with no brakes. Well, he still had the rears, but I mean, for this size of a truck, it was sketchy moving it around. But I just want to make sure the brakes are functional and they feel good. Let them do the automated bleed too, just to be sure that we're on the right track. Be careful, people. This guy's about to drive off the curb. Oh, he drove off the curb. People are crazy. Okay, so Hopefully the camera's not upside down. No, it doesn't look like it. That's nice. So we'll take it down the road, make sure, get on the brakes a little bit. These are really good trucks. It's just unfortunate the emission systems are, in my opinion, a letdown on them. But the engines are amazing. Just the emission systems and also the high pressure fuel pumps. This is the LML that the fuel pump does like to grenade on and take the entire fuel system out, just like on the Fords. You just got to be very mindful of it. And I think they sell a kit to convert it to a go from the CP4, which is a common failure point, to the CP3, to the old style one. But I'm not sure if it's CARB compliant, so I don't know if we'd be able to use it. I've never installed one. You know, but it would be ideal to delete it, but you know, that's not realistic, unfortunately, especially where I live. But I think this guy's had this truck since brand new, and I don't think he's had too many problems. I know he changed that heater about 3-4 years ago, which it's really common. It's a really common problem on these trucks. It's just a really bad design on these Chevys. And the Fords are the same way. They're very problematic too. But he hasn't had too many issues with this truck. Especially at 150,000 miles, which is pretty good. I don't think I've ever had to. The last thing I think I had to do was one of the EGT sensors on the exhaust. He actually ran over a tumbleweed and it ripped the wire out of the EGT sensor. So that was one of the things that I did probably a year ago. And otherwise than that, it's just been all maintenance. I can't think of anything else I've had to do to it. These are not bad trucks. Just don't buy the 11s or 12s. Those are a nightmare with the emission systems that they have on them. The 11s are very, very difficult. It's the first generation. They're very finicky. That's good. Not due for an oil change yet, so. The brakes work really good. I wasn't even all the way on them. Let's get on a little bit. Oh, not bad. I didn't want to slam on the brakes. I think the last time we did something brake related in this truck, and I was bedding in the brakes really hard, and he had an ice chest in the back and it rolled over. But he was cool about it. It just had water in it, so it's not a big deal. Definitely a good running truck. I had to work on a 2019, I think a 3500 Chevy with the L5P in it, and it burnt an injector pigtail, which is really common on those trucks. But that thing had some power. I was extremely surprised. Had really good torque, good horsepower, and the thing had a work bed on it, and I'm assuming it had a bunch of tools, and it had a bunch of stuff in the back of it, in the center of it. You know, it's open. But wow, that thing really impressed me with the amount of power it had. sure if he's gonna come and get this tonight because it is a little late. And snap-ons there today too. Cool. So let's just scan it for codes, and nothing returns, and I'm sure he'll want to come and get it tonight. We'll see, and then we got to make sure our brake line's not leaking, but you guys didn't get to see any of that, unfortunately. So I restarted it. We just want to check it for codes again. I don't suspect there to be any. No codes. We're good. Awesome. See you guys on the next one.